Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and recent graduate. I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. Today I am super excited because I got a surprise package in the mail from Lori and the team at Passionate Penny Pincher. I've not opened the box yet. It is too large to fit right here, so I'm going to get everything and bring it over here. I am assuming that it is for the home planner launch, which is going to be today. If you're watching this video live, it is going to be at 7 p.m. on Sunday, September 7th. There are so many awesome products coming. I absolutely love the home planner and I can't wait to see any changes, plus all of the new things that they may have sent. So let's get the box opened and we will go through everything together. Okay guys, it looks like I got some very fun stuff. We have the washi tape. I absolutely love their washi tape. I think this is the washi tape that they had last year and I love the variety. There is some thin washi tape, some with hours, some gold foil quotes, make today matter, the gold foil leaf on the blue background, some grid, and some gold dot on a pink background. Those are really pretty. And then you have some kind of standard size washi and the floral and the stripe. And then this is my absolute favorite, this cream with the gold foil. I think it is so pretty. Last year when I saw that on the home planner cover, I was so excited. I absolutely love that cover. These are the new gel pens that they have come out with and they are super cute. All of this stuff will be available at 7 p.m. They have a little bit of gold foil accent on them and they are all black gel ink. Then we have the little pocket planner. This is actually a weekly planner and it is super functional if you need something out and about, if you are making appointments, or if you just have little to-do list items that you need, if you're running errands or whatnot. This is super cute. It does have the lines. It has the Bible verses up at the top. It does have some holidays in here as well. And up at the front, it does have some laminated pages so that you can reuse these. So you have your daily tasks, weekly tasks, anything that you want to write down. If I were going to use these, I would use a Sharpie pen instead of dry erase or wet erase markers. I just feel like a Sharpie works better, and then you can just use like a little alcohol swab to wipe it off, and that works really well. This planner belongs to my personal goals. It does start with December and then moves right into January 2026, and like I said, it is a monthly, weekly planner. So if you don't have a ton of stuff that you need to plan out each week, this is perfect. It's also great for my kids to use. I think Lucy took mine last year. It has a little metal coil here with the beautiful gold foil flower cover. I just love that. We have the holiday sticker book, which is so fun. I like that they have some kind of quotes at the front, and then each month has its own page of stickers. There are some quote stickers, some decorative stickers, some Bible verses, all for each month. And I have used these a lot to decorate my monthly section in both my power sheets as well as my planner. I think it's a lot of fun. And then some more quotes at the back, and hooray, I will do big things, vacation, and that is the end. Now it looks like she sent an accessories kit, so we will go through this first. It comes in this cute little box here, and oh gosh, there are all kinds of fun things in here. Okay, so we have some gold pens, a pen loop, we have some sticky notes, and some binder clips, and magnetic page flags. And these are really fun, these little dashboard pages that you can just snap right into the planner. So we have a this week with some water droplets here. So maybe for menu planning or for exercise routines that you are working on. There's a checklist on the back, and then there is a company is coming checklist, front and back, and then a vacation checklist, front and back. So these are really, really cute. And these are also in the home planner. So this is really nice that you can kind of take it in and out of the planner, because these are located, well, at least in the previous planners, they were located at the front of the planner. So you have to flip back and forth a lot. But if you have them to just snap in, if you're planning for something, you're not having to flip back and forth so much. Then you have folders that you can just put right into the planner, which this is really nice. So there are 3 folders, and they have a pocket on both the front and the back. So you can stick stickers in here, or little pages. I could probably put some of my wildcard pages from the power sheets, stick those right in. Really anything that you need to tuck in there, receipts or whatnot. They're very sturdy, but they're not like hard, so they're pretty flexible, which is nice. Usually if there's more flexibility, you can stuff more things in them. They're not super tight, which is nice as well. So these are really cool. And then finally, a little zippered pouch. And this is a nice canvasy feel, but it feels like you could wipe it off. So maybe like a vinyl canvas feel. And it has the beautiful blue floral print on the inside. You could definitely fit quite a bit in here as far as markers, or I tend to use these as travel bags for makeup or any personal care products that I need to bring with me. I love them for that. But this, it's kind of cushioned too, so you have a little bit of protection for whatever you put in there. Really, really love this. Okay, now we have, I'm assuming, the home planner. It says, "Eek, it's here, time to happy dance." And it comes in this beautiful blue box. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so I have the cream with the gold foil accent. This is beautiful, very classy. I will show you what last year's looked like. This is the one that I was sent last year, and I absolutely love this cover with the gold leafing. This is also very, very pretty. They have all kinds of different cover options this year. I think they usually have 3 cover options, maybe 4, but I think they have 7 this year. And they are all beautiful. There are 2 neutral versions. And the one that I actually have my eye on is the navy leaf, which is a navy blue with the gold foil. It is so pretty, and I may end up purchasing that one tonight. We will see. So you open it up, and it does have 2 rulers here. You have just your regular placeholder ruler, as well as a stencil ruler, which I think is really nice. You have some check boxes here, and some flags, and some half circles and lines, which is great if you need help drawing straight lines, which I absolutely do. Then you have a little note from Lori and the Passionate Penny Pincher team. You have this really nice divider up front. It's a cream color, and it's not like cardstock. It's kind of like, maybe it is cardstock, but it's just coated in something. Very pretty. And then you do have coiled in stickers at the front, which is nice. I feel like last year the stickers were in the back pocket, and they changed that back this year to coiled in stickers, and I kind of prefer that and love all of these stickers. They fit perfectly in the planner, and there are several other sticker books. There is a custom task sticker book that they have that I think sold out really quickly last year, but I believe that it is going to be in stock today again. So it says 2026 home planner belongs to, and then a note from Lori, and then you get into the helpful hints section. And let me tell you, when I first purchased this planner, I think it was in the fall of 2022, I skipped this section. I said, oh, I don't need that. I am very comfortable with paper planners, and definitely don't need that. But as I was going through the planner, I had to keep referring back to this because I didn't know which each section meant. And so definitely read through this section. It kind of gives you an overview of how the planner is laid out and what to do with the different sections. Then it does give you kind of a sneak peek of what the planner layout looks like. It does have a Sunday start. It is a horizontal planner, and it does go through and show what each of the sections are, which I think is very helpful. Now, this is the main reason that I continue to use this planner. I love the lists. The lists are so helpful. So you start with a spring cleaning checklist. There's a section for the entire house, kitchen, bathrooms and bedrooms, and other areas. And then there's also a yard and home maintenance checklist. There are additional lines so that you can add in other items, which I think is very helpful. I think taking the time ahead of time to plan out when you're going to do certain things relating to your home, it helps remove decision fatigue and overwhelm because it's already listed out. You've already made the decision to do those certain things at a specific time. This is very helpful, especially if you have moved into a new house and all of your systems have to change. This was really helpful for me because we moved into a new house back in 2020, and then everything shut down, and then I never really got into a good routine until I found this planner and started to implement a lot of the lists and projects that Lori has listed in here. Then you have the company is coming checklist, and again, this was part of that accessory bundle, which is something that you can add on to your home planner purchase if you want to be able to just click it into a particular week, or if you don't mind flipping back and forth, you have all of that information here, again with extra lines for things that you may do specifically in your home. The meals and the grocery list section, that's kind of hard to do because obviously it depends on who the company is, who's coming, and whether they're coming for a holiday or just to hang out for a couple of days. It really depends on when. So having the reusable snap-in dashboard for that is very helpful. Then you move into the vacation checklist section, and it breaks it down into plan ahead, 1 week ahead, day of, and notes. And then there's a list for clothes, toiletries, carry-on, and miscellaneous. Obviously, you are going to have to tweak these lists, but having the starting list is very helpful because it just gives you a place to start. You're not having to start from scratch. You're starting from something that's already built a little bit, and you just have to add to it. Then you move into the Christmas checklist section, and I love this section. In fact, I know we are in September, guys, but one of the things that I am planning to work on this fall is slowly getting ready for the holidays so that by the time we get through Thanksgiving, I'm not rushing to get Christmas planned out. I would like to do a little bit more prep ahead of time. We will see if that happens. I have some ideas, but I'd like to kind of do 1 or 2 things each week leading up to Christmas. I think that that would be so much better for me and my family, because oftentimes what happens is the fall is so busy and then it's Thanksgiving and all of a sudden I have to rush around because I need everything ready for Christmas. So hopefully we'll be able to work on that a little bit ahead of time. Then you move into the weekly home project schedule. And when I said lists at the beginning is why I purchased this planner, this particular list was one of the biggest drivers for me to purchase this planner, and it's one of the reasons that I continue to use it year after year. And I love all of these weekly home projects. It takes you essentially through your entire house over 6 months, and then it repeats with a few different items based on the seasons. And what I essentially have done is I will take all of these and I will cross out the ones that are not applicable to my particular family. For instance, the organized pool and summer gear. I don't have a pool, and yes, we do have some summer stuff to get ready, but it's not necessarily something that I need to dedicate to a weekly home project. And there are a few other things that I do in our home that I do like to put on this schedule so that it is scheduled and I'm able to take time for it. And so I do adjust these a little bit, but like I said, having something to start with is so incredibly helpful, and I love that it gives you a weekly project. It's not a project that is going to take the entire week. Some of the projects are super quick, like organizing the spice cabinet, and some are a little bit more in-depth, like deep cleaning the fridge or freezer, or organizing your pantry. Those things are going to take a little bit longer than perhaps organizing your bath towels or your linen closet. So I love these projects. I think it is so helpful. Highly recommend the planner specifically for this list. The next is a section that was added last year, and that is the emergency prep checklist. And again, this just gives you a starting point. And I think that having some sort of a plan in place in case of emergency is incredibly important. You want your kids to have a good understanding of what they need to do in case of emergency, and you and your husband would like to have some sort of plan in place if your husband is at work and there's a problem, or you are out with the kids and there's a problem. Having a place to start is very, very helpful. Another really good resource if you are looking for something to help you out with emergency preparedness is the Survival Mom book. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it gives you so much information about how to make an emergency plan. Then you move into the monthly checklist section and the bill payment schedule. Now, this monthly checklist is something that I started to implement this past year, and it was essentially taking all of the monthly cleaning tasks as well as the quarterly cleaning tasks that I do and listing them out. And it took me a little while to figure out what exactly I was doing each month or what I needed to do each month. It's things like cleaning the washing machine, cleaning the dishwasher, cleaning out the oven, dusting the fans. It's some of those random things that aren't necessarily daily or weekly cleaning habits, but you need a reminder for it. And what I've essentially done is I have put a day on the calendar when I do all of these monthly cleaning tasks, and it usually will take me about half a day, I would say, usually most of the morning, to work through all of those things. And it's just easier for me to do it all on one day than spread it out. That's just my life situation at the moment. There have been definitely past years where I've had to kind of do things as I'm able, but if you at least have a list, you can kind of cycle through it. So maybe you do a few things on week 1, a few things on week 2, a few things on week 3, a few things on week 4, and then you go and start back again with week 1's items. So very, very helpful to list it out. It's not something that I ever considered before I saw this monthly checklist. And even the first year, and maybe even the second year that I had this planner, I did not use this monthly checklist because I didn't know what to use it for. But that's what I use it for now. And the same thing with the quarterly tasks that I do. I just X out the months that I don't need to do those things, but it's very helpful to have it here. And I do add things still and adjust things because every rhythm and routine and system I have is always able to be adjusted. I never want to say this is my firm routine, I always do this thing, because that's not accurate. Even on a month-to-month basis, I will tweak some things. Then you have a bill payment schedule. So there's a place to list your bill/expense, the amount and the date that it's due, and then a checkbox, January through December. Then you get to the My Personal Goals section, and I really like this because there's enough space for you to list it out by week if you would like to track something weekly. And that is very helpful if you have like a savings goal, or if you have a specific reading goal where you want to read a specific number of minutes or a number of pages, or if you're tracking your mileage for running or walking or whatever it is, being able to list it out by week is very helpful. And then there is a looking forward section. This year I want books to read, which I really appreciate this section, thinking ahead of time of books that you may want to read. I'm such a mood reader. It's hard for me to plan out a long list of books to read. I don't really even have a TBR list, but having some books available that if you want something to read, these are some good options. I think that's helpful. And then some podcasts to listen to. So if you're looking for some encouragement, you can come to this page and see what you've already listed here. Then you have your 2026 and 2027 mini monthly calendars, which is great for cycle tracking or vacations or planning out homeschool weeks or days off for you or your spouse or whatnot. So helpful to have these mini monthly calendars. I love them. And then you have an important date section. So it goes January through December, and there's a bunch of lines under each month so that you can get plenty of stuff in here. And there are little tips throughout for each of these pages. What are you planning for the upcoming year? Outline your calendar below as a quick overview of your year. A quick tip, use post-it notes to easily adjust dates. If you're uncertain, you can just get some of the little post-it notes and they fit perfectly in here, and you can just stick them in and move them around as needed. Then you're moving to the Dream Big Home Project List and Financial Goals sections. And I absolutely love goal setting, and I use the power sheets from Cultivate What Matters to set my goals, but sometimes I think just having a big list space to brainstorm these goals for a specific area, like home projects, like financial goals, I think this is incredibly valuable, and I do use these sections for that. I am a list maker, and this planner is perfect for list makers. So I just, section it off and will make lists around different ideas that I have and then bullets underneath it. And it's a lot of fun to go through. Not all of this will end up in my power sheets for my 2026 goals, but it's something that I can refer to in the future as I'm thinking ahead, and it's a lot of fun to just dream. Then you have 5 notes pages, line notes pages, and then you move into your calendar sections. Now, the tabs are a little bit different this year. These are cream tabs. Last year, they were blue tabs, and I think that the tabs are maybe different colors this year. I don't like to watch all of the sneak peeks because I like to be surprised. And so I know that they have 2 neutral options this year, but I'm not sure if all of the options that aren't neutral have these specific tabs or if they are based on the color of the cover background. I feel like it might be by cover, but don't quote me on that. So you move into your quotes page, and there are Bible verses throughout. This is a planner from a Christian company, so there is a Bible reading plan as well as scripture reference throughout this planner. These you can cut and then display if you would like to, and it does show you a line to cut in the back. Then you have a January notes section. This is where you're setting up and brainstorming for your month ahead. It says complete the January budget worksheet, decide on one financial goal, donate or throw away 25 items in your home, and plan one fun activity for your family. These are 2 things that I am not so good at doing. I do like to get rid of things, but I don't necessarily do it as intentionally as I really need to. And I have been planning a lot more fun things for my family lately, but sometimes once you get into the school rhythm, we're just moving from one thing to the next. And so kind of taking myself out of that rhythm of let's just get to the next sports event or activity, I need to take a step back and say, what is something fun that we can do this month? And so this is just a reminder. I love all of the line space in this planner. Then you move into your monthly calendar. It is a Sunday start. It has a little note section. It shows the next month on the bottom here, and there are some holidays listed in this planner. It's not extensive. Then you move into your weekly planning pages, and it is a Sunday start calendar. It is a horizontal calendar. There are 2 sections up here. You have your morning daily habits and your evening daily habits. It tells you your weekly home project right here. And then each day there are various things to do in your home, as well as your scripture reading for the day. So if you are looking for a Bible reading plan for the new year, this is going to give you a whole option. I'm not entirely sure what the reading plan is for this year, but each day I really like how there are different things to do to keep and maintain your home. And one of the things that I did struggle with at first when I first got this planner was I was trying to do the things on the specific days as assigned, and that is a great place to start. Obviously, this planner is written that way, and it has been thoughtfully designed by Lori. However, on some of the days, I do different things. So for instance, I do our bathrooms on Friday, and I do our sheets on Friday. I have to vacuum our house every day. So this is a daily habit. It's not something that I would just do once a week. And that's because of our giant Great Pyrenees. So you can use this however you need to for your family. What I like to do is I like to list out all of the different items that are on each of the days and figure out how I want to do them. You don't have to rewrite them. You can just check them off as you're going throughout the week. You keep this open either in your kitchen or your office or somewhere that it's very accessible so that you can see it, and you will just check the things off as you go along. There's a place to write your meal for the day, what you're grateful for, and how much money you've spent. And I really like this section, how much money you've spent in the day. It's something that I always want to start incorporating, and I'm hoping to start incorporating, especially with some of the financial goals that I have coming up. But I really like that there's a space to put that here. It just helps keep you aware of where your money is going each day. So that's how each week goes. There are some different items on Saturdays that kind of alternate. And so just be aware of that. Once you get to the end of the month, you have your budget worksheet. This is what you want to do at the start of the month. It's just found at the end of the month. This is a great way if you are working on budgeting or you need help if you've never done a budget before. This just gives you a bunch of different categories, separating things into different spend categories so you can see exactly how much you're spending on different things. Very, very helpful and a great place to start. And then you move into your next month. And it's the same layout. You have your notes page, you have your monthly calendar, and then you have your weekly pages. You get to the end of the month, again, you have your budget worksheet, and then you move into the next month. So let's go through all of the quotes pages here. You have, well, I didn't do March. Here's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and then December. And then December, it's, the same thing. You have your notes page, your monthly calendar, your weekly planning pages, and then once you get to the end, you have your budget worksheet, and then you have 3 more notes pages and your 2027 dates to remember section. Plus you also have a pocket right at the very end. It is a double-sided pocket, very similar to the accessories pockets, but this one is coiled in. And then you have your back cover, that beautiful gold foil leafing, and that is the 2026 home planner. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little peek into the new home planner. If you're looking for a vertical planner, I would definitely recommend you look at the work planner from Passionate Penny Pincher. I do have a full review and walkthrough of that as well, so I will leave that linked if you're interested in checking that out. I would love to hear if you plan to purchase a home planner today or at any point if you're watching this after launch day, and if you are, which cover design you are looking at to purchase. I really have my eye on that navy. It is so beautiful. If you are watching this on launch day, today is going to be the day to get the best price on this planner. It is at the deepest discount today for the 2026 home planner. I will leave my link in the description box for you if you're interested. I would love for you to use that link. It's not necessary. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just shows the team at Passionate Penny Pincher that you are coming from my content, and I would appreciate that. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. I do have a bunch of videos on how I use the home planner, how I've used it to set up a home management management system in my home, and all kinds of other various resources related to this planner. I will leave those linked in the description box for you. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're looking for more help and encouragement around home and goals and homeschooling, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. That link is also in the description box. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.